Hello and welcome to another Overpaid Over the Bar mini league video. My name's Anthony. I'm going to go through game week 26 and look at game week 27, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, the 25th of February. I think the deadline is 18:30 for that one. So actually, I'll confirm that in a moment. So, first of all, obviously, I'm very happy with how the game week went. So let me just share my team with you. I'm sure you're dying to see it. So here, you can see that I lucked out on a few players, especially Lewis Hall. I've got to say, getting two assists there in a game where Newcastle conceded three goals. He managed to get 9 points. Also, Mbeumo got 14 points at Leicester, and not many players around me in the mini league have him, which meant that because Cunha also scored, I've moved up the table in terms of position by 1 point, but one place. But it put me 30 points up on Tom, which was looking pretty desperate last week with him nearly, I don't know, 80 points ahead. But now it's a bit closer. And Piers also made ground on Tom because Tom decided to captain Ouattara Dango, which turned out to be a mistake. And having Dango and Kluivert now, perhaps he's having second thoughts about that. It's difficult to tell with Bournemouth. They're a very, very good team. We'll see how that goes in future weeks. But he does have Beto. And actually, if you look at Beto's fixtures and actually the way he's playing, if you've seen him play, he's very good. Keith says he pointed him out a while ago. I didn't see that when he said that, but he says that he's said for a while that he'll be good when if Calvert-Lewin stops being selected or injured, and that's what's happened at the minute. Beto's playing on his own up front there, so he's playing away at Brentford, at Wolves, and at West Ham at home. Three teams that are beatable by Everton, but let's say hardly, hardly certain to win it. But um, yeah. So I let's just actually, I just want to have a look at the games from last week because I did say Leicester were rubbish, and that Brentford would win there. I didn't say, in fact, I said the absolute opposite that Palace would win at Fulham. So if you went with Glasner as assistant manager, you did a great job there. And I was actually lucky that Manchester City didn't turn up at all against Liverpool because Slot got 10 points for me. So I didn't suffer too much that Glasner did so well because I think both Craig and Tom selected Glasner. So congratulations to them. That was a really good pick. Interesting that Wolves result at Bournemouth. I did say it could go either way, and I do think Wolves are much better than their league position suggests, and they are definitely one to watch. With obviously Cunha being the prime pick from their squad, they will be they'll be playing in game week 29, and they have some pretty good fixtures. Um, West Ham winning at Arsenal, nobody foresaw, especially me. And that was really worrying if you're an Arsenal fan. Um, it's hard to see them getting anywhere near Liverpool, never mind winning the league at the minute. Everton, 2-2 Man United, predictably unpredictable. Both teams' weaknesses. Manchester United fans might have hope after the second half, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't start hoping too much. Spurs have definitely turned around something, although their fixtures have been pretty easy. They have Manchester City this week, which is going to be great fun. It's one of the fixtures this week I'm really looking forward to. Spurs are playing Man City at home. I think Spurs players are worth getting in. Maybe not for the Man City fixture, but I think they are worth getting in. I'm looking at Pedro Porro in particular. Um, Brighton definitely are improving. Everybody beats Southampton, so difficult to know how much. Aston Villa beating Chelsea. Well, Chelsea didn't turn up second half. And a lot of people have sold Cole Palmer, but he's playing against Southampton, and then Leicester. So I'm not going to sell him, but will he get his shooting boots on? Because they're not on at the minute. He had a couple of good chances, or decent chances against Villa. He doesn't look happy. The Newcastle Forest game was 4-3, and I'm pretty sure that was the score in 1979 or 78. This is my um, old man flashback moment for this week. When Newcastle beat Nottingham Forest in the 70s, it was the first time that there was a major pitch invasion by hooligans at a game. I'm pretty sure the score was 4-3 in that game. And it sparked pitch invasions in all games where fans thought they could get matches abandoned if their teams were losing. So maybe they were losing for Newcastle actually. Anyway, that's that's just your typical diversion that I do. So Liverpool, Manchester City. Now this game was at once very satisfying for me because of Slot, and also very disappointing because I always look forward to the Liverpool Man City fixture, and this was just dull. From the first 15 minutes, it was clear Man City had not much to offer. And I don't think it was just because Haaland and Rodri are not there. I think there's a malaise within the whole squad, actually. Um, Liverpool, one player I was really, really impressed by in this game was Szoboszlai. I've always thought he was good, but I've never been as wowed by him as I was in this game. I thought he was absolutely superb, which is interesting. Uh, Now, next game week, tomorrow night, we've got three 7:30 kickoffs and Chelsea Saints at 8:15. Um, Brighton Bournemouth could go either way. Palace Villa, let's say, could go either way, but I don't know. Palace are much better away at the minute than they are at home. There's probably a tactical reason for that. Villa is certainly picking up, but they're playing a lot of football, these players for Villa. They've got Champions League games coming up too. That Villa are going to really struggle to finish in the top four with the amount of football they're going to have to play. But I don't know. I can't call that one. Can't call that one. Wolves Fulham again. Fulham very good away from home. Wolves coming up. I don't know. I can't say. I can't say no. I'll put in. I'll have definitely start Robinson and I'll definitely start Cunha because either of them could have points in that game. Chelsea Saints. Well, I know some people might want to get a Chelsea player in for this, but who would you get in if you've already got Palmer? Who would you get in from Chelsea? You know who you might want to get in is Pedro Neto because he's absolutely nailed and he's kind of playing in a very advanced role now. And he's more likely to start than Nkunku, by the way, who may make way for Sancho in this game because they played Nkunku on the left in the last game, so they could easily play Sancho on the left, Pedro Neto up front, and then somebody else on the right. I can't remember who they started on Saturday, but Madueke is injured, of course. Wednesday night looks really amazing. We've got here Forest Arsenal, that would be great. And we've got Spurs Man City and Liverpool Newcastle. So take your pick there. I get all the games on the Portuguese subscription service for the Premier League. So I'll probably stream both of Forest, Arsenal, Spurs, Man City on different screens while moving to Liverpool, Newcastle at half time, and then second half flit around between the games. But um, Arsenal, this Forest Arsenal game is really interesting in terms both teams need a lift. The Spurs Man City game is fascinating for me because I don't know. I mean, people might think Man City are done, but I mean, they've lost to Real Madrid and Liverpool. That's not, they're not, there's no shame in losing to those teams. But the way Spurs go at it, you know, City might not like that. And of course, Spurs have a very good record against Manchester City in general. So let's see what happens in that one. I can't wait for that tomorrow night. That's just one of my joys in life is watching Premier League football. So um, I'm happy about that. Going away this weekend, by the way, I'm going away up north in Portugal this weekend. I'll let you know how that goes. No, I'm not, no football to miss. I'm going to go for a long carnival weekend because it's carnival here. We get a few days off. Uh, so that's something to look forward to, isn't it? West Ham, Leicester on Thursday. Um, well, West Ham are interesting, right? Because they beat Arsenal with arguably their most important player in terms of shape, which is Paquetá, missing. So they beat Arsenal without Paquetá, and they have rejuvenated Wan-Bissaka. Now, Tom has Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I wish I did actually. Because if you look at what he's doing right now, he's doing stuff that he hasn't done since he was at Crystal Palace before he signed for Manchester United. Um, so hats off to Graham Potter, and hats off to him for also for using Kudus in a role that doesn't endanger the control of the game. Because every time I watch Mohamed Kudus play, up until Potter took over, I'm like, yeah, he's fantastic. He's a wonderful football player, elite level of technique. But he in central midfield positions, he's often out of position. He's often not in the right place when the other team has the ball. And Potter shifted him a bit. The shape of the team is very compact, except in the areas where he runs into and he has space. And he really gave Arsenal a headache. So I'm interested in what Potter's doing at West Ham. I think there's very good signs there that he could do well in the long run. So Jared Bowen may be one to get for that game. He's a very popular transfer in. Actually, let's look at the transfers. Let's look at transfers in, shall we? Because I haven't actually looked at that. I'm not sure if I'm making a transfer this week, by the way. I might roll. Um, Munoz, obviously, that was a fantastic goal, and the experts or the content creators, let's call them, for weeks have been saying, months have been saying that Munoz is a fantastic pick because his attacking threat is crazy. He virtually plays as a winger, really. He doesn't really play as a defender. So he's a very good buy. I don't think I'm getting him in because of game week 29 blank when he blanks. Wan-Bissaka at 4.4 is getting some attention there, not a huge amount. I might get him in. I know he's also a good. These are good transfers. Yeah, this is knee jerk. Burmo. I really don't think Burmo's. I mean, he plays in game week 29 and he's playing at home against Everton. But I'm not sure long run if Burmo is the best pick. Although I have him, so I just hold on to him. And of course, he is. I think is the third highest scoring player in the game. Uh, ridiculously. I think so. I'll check that in a moment. I always give facts I'm not sure about and then say I'll check them, and they're usually wrong. Bowen, a lot of people buying Bowen. So I would have thought more people were buying Bowen than Mburmo, but I mean, I would buy Bowen out of the two of them. I have Mburmo, obviously, but I'm not sure. I might buy him, but I might upgrade Dibbling to Bowen. I have the cash to do it. My original idea, I've got a lot of cash in the bank. I've got 4.7 in the bank, and I had this thing about getting Haaland in. But to get Haaland in, I need to sell Isak, and I don't think even though he's not playing in 29, I don't think that's a good move. And of course, Haaland's now injured, so I'm not even slightly considering that anymore. Um, so maybe I should upgrade Dibbling to Bowen. I don't know. I need to get rid of Dibbling at some point for the bench boost. So, but I was thinking of that after the wild card. Anyway, I think Bowen is the top move this week. He plays in 29. He's got Leicester at home, Newcastle at home. Newcastle are hot and cold, we know that. Everton away, Wolves away. He could score in every single one of these games. Seriously, I'm getting him in. Just I said I was going to roll. I've just changed my mind. I'm getting in Bowen. Um, I don't think Asensio is going to be scoring 2 goals every game. Great player that he is, and Rashford similar. I'm not sure I'd buy either Rashford or Asensio, but they're very brave and interesting picks. John Wilson has Rashford and has benefited enormously from that. John Holloway captained Mitoma this week, and he got 10 points. So that was again a I love people that are brave enough to do something that no one else is doing, and that was good. Cunha has 273,000 transfers in, so he is the top transfer in this week, and I can see no reason why you wouldn't transfer in Cunha. Fulham at home, Everton at home, Southampton away. West the Wolves fixtures are absolutely mental. I mean, I did say this last week. I'm repeating what I said last week, but get in Cunha. Honestly, I might get in Beto, but for Wood, no, no. Beto's a good transfer too. Marmoush, I don't think so. I think depends a lot on a lot of things. This is still decent, but he's suffering from missing out on points when you think he can get them. All right, that is that is my rundown of transfers. Uh, I don't think anything. I'm going to say anything else here. Lots of ums and ers as usual from me. You don't get much professionalism from me, but you do get. I think. I think you do get solid comment, solid advice. So I can't think of anything else to say. I'm going to close it there. Good luck to everybody. Um, keep on keeping on, and let's see what happens in this game week. Ciao.